9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome. Chris, how's it
Howdy.
going there? You doing well?
We'll
I
see.
can see you. Okay. Well, hey everybody, welcome to IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. It's our pop culture and sci-fi entertainment channel, and it's brought to you by two guys that grew up watching 70s and 80s TV, movies, cartoons. I'm New York Pete, and this is my best buddy Chris, the Tipsy Toaster. Chris?
Hey there, Pete. You're kind of pixelated tonight. You just started.
Yes, I am. I don't know. Could be. It's a good thing, bad thing. I don't know.
I'm
It's
good on my end. You're
all
kind of
right. That's not a good
you're kind
thing.
of fuzzy.
So yeah, what happened? You
I
need
don't
to
know.
start make the magic happen, bro, because you can do
Make
that.
sure you shut some other things off. Maybe your
Yeah,
computer
I know.
can't handle it.
Yeah, the computer's just
Close some windows
tired.
there, sir.
It's tired. Yeah, I am. Boom. And tired. Boom. Give it a break, man.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't
send you a
know.
lower. I can send you a lower signal back too.
Yeah, give me a lower signal, will you please? ComTel Ship, ComTel 14. There you go. And now Space Rabies, damn Daggett. Yes, Jeff, that's correct. He's being jammed. Battlestar Bulletin Board, Sean, you know it, man. Those evil Cylons. But I have something that can actually help out a little bit. It's and he's looking at you. He's looking at you with the good eye, looking at me with the good eye, and he's giving the stink eye to everybody else. And so I think we're gonna overcome our issues today. And so let's see, Chris. We got a whole bunch of things going on.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you, it looks like we're going to go right to the toast. That's what we usually do. We usually
Yes.
give a toast and welcome all of our guests. And boy, do we have a lot. Um, Jason says looking better. Thank you. Jaja the hero, yes.
I don't think
So
Pete's looking
Jeff and
better.
Paul, Lola's and Battlestar Bulletin Board. Let's see, Jason Perry. Who else we got? Scott and
I agree with
who
Jeff.
else we got?
Jaja,
Say Paul. Amanda Kane is on
the
here.
hero.
Oh yeah, all the way. Oh yeah. All right, cool. So as I see you guys pop up and you put up anything, we'll
There we
shout
go,
outs.
Pete. We'll do that. There we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Battlestar Bulletin Board, Sean, man. Sean Shallow, thanks for joining us. And oh, George is in the house. Bam. George, I think, is probably on set and on break somewhere. Go Colonial Warriors. That's right,
Studio
Paul.
54, right?
That's right. I think so. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Meantime, hey, everybody, we have a whole bunch of good things coming up. But Chris, do you want to do the toast? Do you
Yeah,
think
let's
the
go ahead and
toast
do
is
that.
appropriate now? Let's do the toast. And don't forget that tonight we are drinking, and this is
Ah,
courtesy of what'd you do? You broke it?
no,
It's
just having a hard time getting a
courtesy.
hold of it.
Okay, it's courtesy of Mediocre Modeler.
Yes, mediocre
Thank you,
modeler.
sir.
No longer my wallet. My wallet is very happy now.
That's right.
It had somebody help out.
Yeah.
So what do you got, Pete? We'll go for you first.
Oh, okay. I have Angry Orchard Hard Cider. It's sinful. And let me put that up. That's courtesy of Mediocre Modeler. Thank you, sir, for sponsoring our drinks tonight. We really appreciate it. And if you get a chance, check out anything and everything on building, whether it's models, custom stuff, and armor and things, all and 3D printing and painting and
T-shirts.
putting together and T-shirts. I got my T-shirt today. I ordered my T-shirt today finally. It's the new design, and I made sure it was a purple one. So as soon as I get it on, we're gonna have it on the show. Mediocre Modeler, thank you very much for taking care of us tonight. We really appreciate it. So everybody, if you're interested in sci-fi and models and custom making stuff and 3D printing, stop over and check out our good friend Mediocre Modeler, who was actually our first guest on IFB. When we first started the show, he was our first guest, and really happy to be friends with him. And thank you very much, sir. We appreciate that. So, without further ado, Chris, you want to announce what you got?
Sure.
What are you drinking?
Mediocre Modeler has been nice to me, and I've gotten Grams oatmeal cookie porter.
Oh, that sounds like something you eat.
Yes. It says Grams taste just like a grandma's homemade oatmeal cookies, except for of dark roasted malt, spicy cinnamon, sweet raisin, oats, plus a subtle hint of chocolate.
Is that
and
gonna be
you know it's
beer,
Grams because there is a cat.
Do you need a spoon for that, man?
I don't know. We'll find out in a second.
Yeah, we'll find out in a second, right?
But
Ready?
it's by New Realm Brewing Company out of, where are they from? USA,
New York
product
City.
USA.
New York City.
Born and brewed in the Southeast.
Okay, never mind.
Where's
Don't say it.
it at?
Down the block.
Open
In
now,
your
drink
backyard.
now.
No. So you're reading hard on that
8.2%.
can.
8.2%.
And it's a can too. Mine's in a bottle.
Yeah, mine's
on.
all been in the can lately.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Connecticut? No, follow and connect.
Does it have a good
Doesn't have a
good date
place
on it?
Does it have a date on it? Yeah, it has a date on
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
It 1985. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, that's funny.
No, it's a weird number on the bottom. I don't think you can.
That's a
make
serial
that.
code.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's a
can't make it
serial
out.
code.
Nah, it doesn't mean anything.
All right, anyways,
let's open them up.
Let's open this thing
Ready?
up and get going here.
Come on, man. Do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes. All right.
Oh,
So,
it's like a dark volcano foam here.
oh, wow.
There we
I'm
go.
going to start drinking. Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know
look
if
at
you
the dark.
Oh, I could smell the cinnamon in mine.
I think I need a
Excellent.
spoon.
You might need a knife and fork for that.
It smells awesome.
It is awesome. Okay, cool.
Smells like an oatmeal cookie.
Mine smells like... Ooh, that's a spicy cider.
No. Don't go there. Don't go there. We won't go
Oh, my
with the
God.
spicy cider thing.
Oh, boy. Okay.
We'll have a discussion after that.
Yeah, we're going to have a discussion. That's
Chicken.
right. Okay, we'll see.
Anyways.
Okay. Oh, that's for another show. 'Cause,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyways,
Right.
thank you for joining us. We are in the pop culture sci-fi realm. If you haven't checked us out before, we appreciate you being here. We believe that the fans fuel the fleet. And when we say fleet, we talk about all the different fandoms. We are a not-for-profit. We are here to have fun. Pete and I got together a while back and decided, hey, we're just going to talk about this stuff. Why don't we just put it on the air? And here we are almost 2 years later, still talking about it, and we're still on the air and we're still having fun. So, and we spent, my wife's not listening, a lot of money on broadcasting equipment and going to cons and
Yep.
and everything else. So
Yep.
we're dedicated for this, and we love this stuff, and we really hope to get the information to you. And we want to build the fandom, and that's our idea behind this this whole program, is to build the fandom and have the fans provide what they do. I mean, if it's not for you guys, there is no other shows. Nobody's going to put a show on if there's not going to be fans. So, and most of the time, fans know more than the actors do. So we love talking to interviews. We love talking to the fans. And I've talked enough now, I think. So, anyways, we always say, when we toast, we always say fans fuel the fleet. So this is to the fans. Anything else for you, Pete?
No, that's it. You said
All
it
right.
all. You said it very well,
right.
Chris. Fans fuel
Fans fuel the fleet.
Here's to you guys.
Here's to you guys.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Oh, man, that's good. Mine is really good, Chris. Yeah, I could see you chewing. Oh, boy, that's good. Thanks again, Mediocre Modeler. And let me see. I see some Keep the Faith, Richard Hatch. That's right. IFB rules. Thank you, Battlestar Bulletin Board. Silent Lives Matter. Yes, they do. Replying to Jeff
Damn right.
Walters, Tylium. And need smell-o-vision. Yes, Paul. Most definitely smell-o-vision. Lego bricks in the wild. Carl in the house. Yeah, boys, what's up? Thanks for joining us. So cool, guys. Listen, we got a whole bunch of things going on, and we will be covering the book, right? So later on, towards the end, like we usually do. So stay tuned for that. Those of you that are reading along with us, the Battlestar Galactica Armageddon by Richard Hatch, we're going to be doing that, and we have a couple of announcements as well. Um, Chris and I, we were thinking about putting together some themed shows. So we want you to know that coming up throughout the year, we're going to be doing a Logan's Run episode. We're going to be doing They Live and V and Alien Nation and Second Coming and Firefly, Airwolf, Land of the Lost. Chris,
Land of the lost.
yes. And Chris said he's like a big fan of Damnation Alley, so we'll be doing one of those. Highlander. I don't know if you guys, I mean, there's a reboot of some sort going on. I actually had met.
There's a reboot going on for Logan's Run too. We're trying to get the director on for that, by the way.
Yeah. But I met Christopher Lambert several years ago, and I got to talk to him on the side, and he's really, really nice guy. And I asked him about, the franchise, and he told me several years ago that he was working on producing Highlander, bringing it back as a movie, as a feature film, and that it was going to take place right after the first. And I was flipping out. It was really cool getting, talking to him on the side. It was, during some of his travel. I ran into him. I was the only person who recognized him, and I went over politely, spoke to him, and he was very, very kind and really nice guy. And we talked for a bit. But so we'll do a little retrospect, and we'll talk about some of the rumors that are out there now for that, and for the other shows as well. So we'll talk about Planet of the Apes. One of my favorites, Star Trek animated show. I don't know if you guys remember that from back in the day. We're also doing Buck Rogers in the 25th century. And then we'll move around in time, and we're going to move up to The Expanse. We also decided we're going to include Travelers. I don't know if you guys have seen Travelers, but that's a great one. Continuum, Defiance. I'm also going to... Yeah, I'm going to nominate the 12 Monkeys, because the movie and the show I thought were really, really, really good. One of my movies that I'm going to put up, I'm going to nominate, is The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. So I got to meet Peter Weller a couple of times again, in between traveling, and really nice guy. And so I'm a big fan of The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai, and so I thought that would be kind of cool. Would like to see Modern Airwolf. Yeah, that's Razor Ramon, right? I mean, it was a good one.
That was
so
good.
Yeah,
put that one on the list, did we? Did you
yes,
read that
we
one
did.
off? Okay.
As a matter of fact, I did.
Yeah.
We said Firefly.
Firefly.
So we're gonna do
I love
Firefly.
Firefly.
The movie The Island is a ripoff of Logan's Run. Yep. And Damnation Alley. James says.
Yeah. Finally, somebody else who knows Damnation Alley.
Yeah.
Those
Killer
cockroach scene was
That's
my
right.
kid was when I was a kid. That was one of the scariest things I saw. It gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, The Invaders. The Invaders, James McCoy says The Invaders. A little bit outside of, I mean, it's possible. Like what we'll do is we're gonna, we'll try to get through our list before we go too far into the past. Chris and I both grew up watching, reruns and all the syndicated TV. I mean, Space 1999 is another good one. There's a lot of other good stuff. So yeah, it's possible. We'll see. I have one of the 5 RoboCop stunt suits. Jeff, you got some cool stuff, man. I can't see that, my friend. What is that?
He's lost track of time. He'll be here in a minute.
Oh, that's cool. Not a problem. So that's kind of what we have in store for you guys. We're also, sprinkling in all of the interviews, and we've mentioned before that, we have Owen Cotter will be back, Fran Severn, the author,
Yes, she's coming up
Um,
soon. When is she coming up?
yeah, France coming up
Should be
March 31st.
into this month. Yeah.
Owen, we have scheduled for the 24th.
Yep.
And we're going to have another celebrity
Oh,
join us from a very,
oh,
very
you gonna let that one
favorite.
out tonight?
I'm letting it go,
Let's
man.
go.
Space above and beyond,
That's
baby.
amazing.
Space above and beyond. Our very own John One reached out, and we are going to have Mr. James Morrison, who is Colonel McQueen, is coming to the show. And I thought a lot of us love that show. I was a real big fan.
I never
So
saw it before. I just started watching it. I'm
yeah,
at number 15, and this is like, it's so great. Back in the day, they had. I mean, nowadays it's like, what season is it? Oh, it's season 1. It's 6 episodes or 8 episodes or 9 episodes.
yeah,
Back in the 70s, like Battlestar Galactica, V, all of the big shows, a season consisted of 24 episodes.
Man.
That's not
No kidding.
that's not like today. Today's like, oh, Netflix just released 4
Yeah,
episodes,
6 episodes.
of whatever,
Big
and
deal.
you're not going to
Yeah,
see it
no.
again for another year or something. So
Yeah, no,
man, you
no,
really
no,
got
no.
the storyline going there, and you got every week you got to see something going on. It was for 24 weeks, and sometimes longer because there was a special in between or something like that. Like Battlestar was, Battlestar always had special events that were going on. I think beauty pageant was 1 week or something. Those kind of things got in the way, so that it went longer than 24 weeks. So yeah. Space Above and Beyond.
Cool.
I'm on episode like 15 or 16 now, and
and
they're available for free. No, they're not. Is it for free? They're free on YouTube. Somebody put them up on YouTube, and it's probably illegal, but I didn't put them up.
Yeah, we didn't put them up. Yeah. Mediocre Modeler says the best part of Damnation Alley for me was the Landmaster amphibious vehicle. No kidding.
Oh yes,
that thing was that was cool.
That was the precursor of Stripes' the party RV.
Yes. Yes, Robot Jocks. That's right.
Robo Jocks. We're going to be talking about that tonight.
Well, we're going to be talking about tonight because we have Gary Graham, better known as Detective Matthew Sykes from Alien Nation, and Ambassador Soval from Star Trek Enterprise. And of course, he's got his own band, Sons of Kirk.
Which is amazing, by the way.
Amazing. And Robot Jocks, he plays Achilles in it. And so, he's coming on. We're going to have him on in a little bit. So in the meantime, we're just laying out some of what we're going to be doing in the future here. Some of the other shows that we're going to have as themes will be the $6 Million Man, Wonder Woman, Knight Rider, and some of the cartoons, guys. You're going to love this. How about The Adventures of Buck Rogers, Thundar the Barbarian, and The Real Ghostbusters? I just thought I'd throw some of that stuff out and see how that sticks. So we got some themes, and we're going to be visiting some of those great shows that we all grew up on and we watched. Don't forget Space Academy and Jason the Star Command. Yeah, no kidding. Rotten milk for everyone tonight. Yes, very true. Very true.
We're gonna have to take over the rotten milk tonight.
Rotten milk, of course.
It was sour milk, wasn't it? It wasn't rotten. It was sour.
Well, sour, rotten. Yeah. Either way, but So look, guys, we got a great show for you, and Gary's getting set as we speak, and we're looking forward to bringing him on and talking all kinds of sci-fi and music. I got a couple of questions about being involved in the franchise and stuff like that. Yeah, Flash Gordon, absolutely, the early version.
What's her name? The princess on there it's her birthday this week.
Who's that?
The Russian girl.
On Flash Gordon?
Yeah, that was her birthday today.
Ooh, okay, all right. Pass me the raw beaver. Okay, Jeff. All right, Jeff. Jeff Walters, you're the man, bro. Well, guys, look, so we working our way up to bringing everything all together, and so stay tuned for the rest of this season. Like I said, we're gonna have a whole bunch of other guests and all the different themes, and We also want to, a quick shout out, a little bit of sour milk goes out to Chris Dykes and Chuck Davenport for hooking us up with that great special effects
That
that you
intro is
see in the
amazing.
opening.
And they're still
Yeah,
working on other things too.
the ComTel ship, our ComTel ship that we see in the intro now. That's all of them. Oh, and by the way, guys, one last thing I wanted to mention is that we have our podcasts up. So we're on IMDb and we're on Spotify as we speak. So Chris has put together a really, really nice episode, or episodes rather, for podcast. So they're up and they're running,
Yeah,
and
I'm
we
getting
got
ready
those
to edit the
going. So
next
that's kind
one.
of cool. Yeah, yeah, amazing effects from Paul Roeder, absolutely. And here's the scoop on the Landmaster. Oh, okay, cool. So guys, that sounds pretty interesting. James McCoy, thank you for putting that up. Meanwhile, so like I said, we got a whole bunch of other things going on tonight. We're looking forward to getting it on with Gary, and Gary Graham is going to be with us here live on the show. And for those of you watching later on, we got a whole bunch of other things cooking as well. And don't forget that later in the episode, we will be going over the next chapter in Richard Hatch's Battlestar Galactica book. And
I
yeah,
refuse to do the comic tonight.
Yes, you refuse because there's an issue between Athena, the character Athena from Battlestar Galactica,
No, I don't
and
I don't want to hear
romance.
it. No, I don't want to hear it.
There's a romance.
No.
Yeah, there's
There's
an
more
issue,
than
but-
romance in there. Trust me.
All right, well, you know what, Chris?
That's
you
why
just
we
need
can't
to
play
get
it.
over
It's not.
You
not
need
cool.
you need to get over it. No, you need to get over it. All right,
It's not
so
cool.
yeah, Chris. Yes, it's cool. Chris's little
That's not cool.
crush, his little love thing going on there. All right, Chris.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, so thanks for joining us, everybody. It's always great to have everyone on board, and I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit from the Sons of Kirk. So for those that the uninitiated, the Sons of Kirk is Gary Graham's band, and the music's awesome.
Hey, here, hang on.
because,
Let me put a little bit up before we get Gary on.
Yeah. All right, let's do it, man. Bring it
All
up.
right.
All right, cool. Got it? There we are.
You do a battle with the Klingons, or a not so friendly ship. The disruptor cannons blast in, and you're taking quite a hit. Getting thrown around the bridge, lights flash before your eyes. There's no seatbelts on the Enterprise. Tell the Uhuru that you're leaving. Tell Mr. Chekhov that you're gone. And tell the doctor and the Vulcan our situation here is wrong.
All right, so we're going to play
yeah.
that in its entirety,
That is-
as well as the other one that he gave us in its entirety at the end of the show. So at the
That
end of the
was great,
show,
though.
hang on, guys. We'll play both of those with his permission, of course. The full songs of those. I want to know where I can get the album. I mean, I need to find it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I need to find it for sure.
Well, hey, Baz, thanks for tuning in from Australia, from down under. Appreciate it. And I think without further ado, that was a great song, man. I like that. Very cool, man. Very cool. Blending some of our favorite tunes with some really good lyrics. Sci-fi stuff. I mean, we're all Star Trek fans here.
He's got to go to Dragon Con. They have all sorts of bands there. He would be awesome there.
Well, yeah.
Well, his band,
Yeah,
Sons of
would be
Kirk, would be
something.
cool. All right,
heck
so
yeah.
let's go ahead.
Yeah. All right. And without further ado, Mr. Gary Graham is with us live on IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. So, Chris, whenever you're ready, you want to press there he is.
Hey,
Gary, welcome to the show, man.
I
Thanks
made
for
it.
being here.
I made it.
Yeah.
well,
They,
you're welcome.
they
I made
beamed
it.
you over. They beamed you over, man. Got you right here where you need to be for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Nice.
So-
Happy to be here.
Cool. Gary, tell us everybody knows, I mean, the minute they see you, everybody knows who you are, right? At least in our circles.
Yes.
That's good. Well, I'm still just my mother's son. You know,
Yeah.
she sees me and she goes, "Oh, Gary, do you have to play a bad guy?" That's what I've been getting for 50 years. Um, but hey, I'm happy to be here, and sorry I was there was a little mix-up with my brain, but I'm here. I'm here now, so happy to be here.
Absolutely. Gary, I don't know how many people actually know this, but you had flirted with the idea of following in the family profession and maybe going into medicine. Is that right?
Yeah, it wasn't a family. It was just my dad. My dad was the only doctor
Oh, oh, okay.
in the
Just your dad.
lineage. But yeah, I was very fascinated with science and medical science and what my dad was doing all as a little kid, and I just thought, what a cool thing to do. If you got to do something, healing people and treating patients and doing all that just seemed fascinating to me. So I just sort of, I mean, there was no urging on my father's part, but I just said, gee, I think I'd like to go into medicine. So I trundled off into science classes, and for some reason really excelled at biology. Um, Girls, people and girls in particular were very squeamish about dissecting things, frogs or whatever. They'd have a dead body of a frog or a cat or something, and I had no qualms whatsoever about just handing that scalpel and watch this. And I took great pride in the skill of my incisions and my handiwork. Having seen my dad do it over the years, he would let me come in and put on the gown and gown up and actually watch him do surgeries. So it was all fascinating to me, and I seem to have a knack for it. So I was I was the dissecting hero in my biology classes.
That's pretty cool. Very, very cool. But you went on to do a lot of TV. Some of our
Hmm.
favorite stuff that you've done, amongst all of the things, Gary. Not to put anything on a scale, but for us, there's certain things that stand out. There's of course the classic, the Robot Jocks, and the Alienation, and of course Star Trek. And I mean, all of that stuff is known, and anytime we see you, you've done other things, man. Like I remember watching TJ Hooker, and you showed up, and all these other episodes, that all these other shows. I mean, you've done a lot of stuff, but I think lately you've been doing a lot music wise, and you put together
Yes,
the Sons of Kirk. So tell us a little bit, give us a little bit of background on how did you get there.
very good, very good. I had been going to, based on my experiences with Robot Jocks and Alien Nation and Star Trek. I started going to these conventions. When we first when we did Alien Nation, it was we were invited to come out to Universal Studios and do this big convention, speak at this convention. This is just when the show was just starting to come on air, and there was a lot of buzz about us, and they put us on stage, Eric Pierpoint and myself, individually on stage for an hour and let us talk. And I thought, this is kind of a good gig, even though my jokes aren't that funny. They're laughing uproariously. It's like, wow, I should try this out in Vegas. Um, but I'm glad I didn't. But I just seem to love that kind of spotlight. Give me a microphone and let me go on for an hour. And nobody dragged me off, and they were all happy to have me do it. And at the end, they would have us sit and sign autographs. And I thought, gosh, all these lined up around them. They're lined up to get my autograph. I thought, this is so great, and I was happy to sign them. And we're going through for hours. They would say. And after the show, Eric Pierpoint called me up and said, Gary, I don't know if you know this, but this guy who did one part on your show is traveling around the country, going to all these conventions and walking away with thousands of dollars. I said, what for? He says, well, they pay him to sign his autograph on a picture. of our show. People are paying for this? You're kidding. and, and I thought of all the thousands of dollars we walked away from at this show. I mean, the promoters were so happy to have us there. They're going, wow, they're not even going to ask for any money. We were just happy to promote the show. And then reality set in, and now we became the money-grubbing whores that we all are. No, I was doing these conventions for quite some time after that, and getting paid real money, and it just sort of, that was then. I wanted to concentrate on what I'm doing now, and I just got tired of always talking about what I did then, and so I thought, well, if there could be some way to I don't know, give me something to do that was intriguing to me. And just about that time, I was, this is 5-6 years ago, my agent was on the phone with me and asking what I want for the upcoming big Las Vegas convention, where I think 40,000 people come. And I was thinking, well, I need a table to sign, and yeah, split with the photos and all that. We were figuring that out. Okay. And she says, oh, and you have a rock and roll band too, don't you? And I thought about Thursday night jam night at my house that I've been doing for some time. And I thought about the the druggies that stumble into my garage on Thursday nights. And I go, no, why do you ask? She goes, well, they pay a lot of money for this cabaret show at the top of that. Yeah, I said, yes, I've got a rock and roll band. I've got a band, and we do cover tunes. We do classic rock cover tunes, and just with sexy, funny Star Trek lyrics, and it's just great. And we're called the Sons of Kirk. And my agent's laughing, and I go, "That's a good sign." She's laughing. She goes, "I'm going to run it by and get back to you." So she did, and I heard a few weeks later that they were mad about the idea. The guys in doing the creation, and they love the idea. They're going to book us 3 nights at the top of the Rio Hotel in the Voodoo Lounge. I go, wow, wow. And they're going to pay me all this money. They're going to pay us. That's so great. And I got off the phone, and it hit me. I go, I don't have a band. I haven't written songs. I don't have any songs. I don't have a band. What am I going to do? So I looked through my phone book, and I called a good friend of mine who's a professional good professional musician, and the gigs all the time. And I've sat in with him many times, and we put a band together, and the Sons of Kirk, and we went and did that gig at the Rio Hotel on the top of the Rio in the Voodoo Lounge. And the promoter later comes up and says, "Would you guys like to come back next year and be our house band?" And I thought, house band, wow. And introduce the guests and give them an intro and an outro, and then play at the beginning and at the end, whole songs and all that. And I thought, well, wow. And he says, it's a lot of work. And when I heard a lot of work, I could have sworn he said, it's worth a lot of money. We'll pay you a ton of money to do this. And well, yeah, let's talk in a couple of months. Let's talk when it swings around. And we talked, and we made this deal, and it was very lucrative, and I loved it, and we did it for 3 years. House band. So who knew that could be so much fun? So suddenly I'm not bored at these conventions. Suddenly I'm having a ball playing rock and roll for all you great, wonderful Star Trek nerds out there. So I've really been having a lot of fun with it. And then I decided, well, we need an album of all original stuff that we, don't just take Star Trek lyrics and set them to classic rock tunes. Let's come up with the rock tunes ourselves. Tunes, lyrics, everything. So that's what we've been working on. And the album should be out, I should think, within a couple of months. Should be out in a couple of months. And
where can we get it?
Well, we're going to have a website. Right now we have the Facebook site, but we're going to have a real legit website where you can order and buy albums through that, or the thumb drive or CDs, whatever. And of course at the conventions, because my goal is to tour the world, put out an album and then tour behind it. I think that's the rock formula, and who am I to break the rock formula, for gosh sakes? So I'm going to be rock star to the nerds.
There we go. I like it.
Wow.
That's my dream. Rock star to the nerds.
I-
And I say nerds very affectionately because, my God, they have been good to me. They have been good to me, and I love them. Fascinating people, always highly intelligent. We can talk science, for gosh sakes. You know,
Got to get you
it's not
to
like a horror. It's not horror. It's sci-fi, or as I call it, science faction. Because
There you go.
sometimes, yeah.
the best science fiction is steeped in fact, in scientific fact, and physics and chemistry and all that, and all makes sense to us science geeks. So I wanna be king of the science faction contingent, rocking the nerds.
Yeah, and you sound like, so you're actually a real, so there's a lot of people we've interviewed in regards to, an actor or something like that. You meet them at a convention and you talk to them, and 9 times out of 10, the fans know more than the actor does, because
Isn't that
they're
embarrassing?
they're living the world, whereas the actor acted in it. But you sound like you're an actual fan. There's not too many of those. A lot of them say, "Yeah, I just acted in it," but you sound like you're an actual fan. Are you an actual fan of sci-fi?
I am a fan. I am a fan, and I love. I mentioned science fiction. I love the author Arthur C. Clarke. I love his books. And Isaac Asimov, and Ray Bradbury, and somehow they worked science fact, already known physics and chemistry, that they work that into their stories, and I always love it. When I go to these conventions, sometimes there are people from NASA there, JPL, NASA, scientists, rocket scientists, literally, and I always engage them because I think those are the most fascinating conversations, because the scientists, they love Star Trek and they talk to us, and I say, well, I'm so inspired. I tell them I'm so inspired by you guys, and they come back at me and say, we're so inspired by Star Trek. They're almost all big science fiction nerds, Star Trek fans, Trekkies. So I just love that.
Gary, we have
I
one
want to
of
thank you
our
for inviting me on, and I got no, we're back here. We're back.
Okay.
absolutely. Gary, thanks so much for being with us. But actor by day, rock and roll star by night sounds like a pretty good gig to me. From one
know.
of our
When do I
supporters out
sleep?
there.
Exactly.
But we
I'll sleep when
we'll
I'm
s-
as a druggie friend of mine used to say, hey, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Warren Zevon.
There you go.
absolutely. So Gary, what else besides music right now seems to be at the top of the list. What else? What other projects do we got?
Well, so much of my energy is devoted to this album. Um, I write screenplays and I've written stories, and
Ooh.
I live up in the Pacific Northwest now, and I'm interested in and some of my friends, my filmmaker friends, have moved up here too, and I'm interested in getting some films produced out of here, low budget family films, science fiction films, anything. I don't believe in retirement. I never did. I think once you stop working, you start dying, because for me
Exactly.
to work is to live. It's not so much what I do. It's who I am. I can't stop playing, and that's what it is to
So
me. I play very hard, but it's playing.
what What about another book, Gary? I know that you wrote a book on acting and the
Acting.
world
Oh
of
yeah.
Hollywood.
Did I send you a picture of it? Look,
We got
there
it
it
up.
is. There it is.
Absolutely.
Man, you're quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just,
I'm
Gary,
probably gonna
I
do
want to
another
mention
one.
that I went to look for your book, and
Uh-huh.
I got a great deal on it. Hang on, let me show you
Yeah.
this great deal I got on this book. I was going to
Oh.
buy it, and so I
Uh-huh.
said I really need Gary's book for the broadcast. So I went to Amazon, and it's only $667.48. So I was so lucky to get it that
Wow.
cheap. I
Somebody's
was
getting
shocked that I
this.
could get it
Wow.
that cheap. I mean, it's such a great book. I'm waiting for it to
Well,
come in the mail now.
I suppose once we launch our official Sons of Kirk website, I'm sure you can get it much
A little bit
much more
cheaper.
inexpensively.
I know it's on your website. I know that. I looked on your website later on. I was like, yeah, I could have gotten it off his website.
Well, you know what? All the more reason to look me up and come out to a convention appearance, because I'll probably have a couple of those hanging around.
Yeah, I could have
First
gotten
come,
it for
first served.
$24.95 off your website instead of the $667 I spent.
Yeah, I know. Man, oh man. It's the Mexican cartels. They're getting into everything.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, so Gary, what do you think? Do you think maybe out of some of your screenplays, maybe there's the potential for a book or a novel?
Yeah, I could write a novel. I could. Uh, who knows? My interests are many and varied, and I'll get to a novel eventually.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very,
Yeah, we're
very,
looking
yeah,
forward to it.
very.
But right now, I had no idea that I knew you were doing conventions, but it blew me away when I was like, that's the perfect synergy between getting a celebrity that actually can perform and is now doing music, and you're doing at the cons, and the idea of going all around. There's cons everywhere, Gary. You could be doing that at every convention all over the world once things really pick up. I mean, why not? So what do you
Why
think of
not?
that?
Hey, I love airports and hotels. That's
Wow.
take your lead off of that.
Yeah, I like that.
Have,
Can you
have,
come out to
have,
Dragon Con? It's coming up in September.
hey,
Uh,
I'd love to be invited. Look me up on Facebook. Send me an invitation. Tell me who to talk to.
yeah,
Let's book it.
yeah,
I've
that's
got a band and
50,000 nerds in one spot.
we're fueled and ready to rock. We will rock your party.
Sounds great.
Wow.
I'll let them know because
Wow.
I'm on the media team for them. So I'll see if I can get you on there if you're interested.
There it is. There it is. And we're reasonable too.
That's what they
Reasonable.
like to hear.
There you go.
Reasonable.
We
We're not. You're cheap, but you're not free, right?
We're cheap but stylish.
Stylish.
There you go. There you go. Hey guys, listen, everybody out there, everybody that's watching us live, we thank you for tuning in. I mean, we have Down Under watching us here, and we have a couple of other countries around the world, and everybody that's going to watch us in reruns, right? I mean, there's the fans have a voice, and don't forget that when you get a chance to do those surveys after the conventions, if you want to see somebody and you want to
Yeah,
see
got to fill
some of
those
the,
out.
yeah, fill them out. And you know what? Hey, why not the Sons of Kirk? I mean, when was the last time that you and I went to a convention and we got entertained with a live band that's playing tunes that are, exactly what we want to hear? Come on. I think it's a great idea. So, Gary, thanks for doing that, man, because, nobody
You
else is
bet.
really doing it. So what the heck?
You
I think
not
it's
like
awesome.
us. If they're
No,
doing
no,
it, they're
not at
not
all.
doing it like
Not at all.
us.
So
So I
you'd
mean,
actually,
the
sorry,
song that
Gary.
you played the start of it, no seatbelts on the Enterprise. It
Yeah.
always bugged me when I was a little kid when I first started watching the original Star Trek. I thought, gee, they're getting involved in these wars with the starships, and they're photon hits and you see debris flying off and vacuum seals broken, and I'm thinking, that's a lot of concussion. Uh, and yet they go back to these chairs that they're not belted in. What is holding them? What is keeping them from flying across the bridge? And a total utter mayhem. So it always stuck in my head. So I wrote no seatbelts on the Enterprise, and it's sort of an argument between the crew members and the captain of, hello, we're feeling like a red shirt. Come on, there's no seatbelts on the Enterprise. And then the second song that you guys are going to graciously play.
We're thankful that you let us play it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm all about. I'm all about just getting us out there, getting us heard, so that people go, oh, well, hey, he's appearing at Atlanta or Schenectady. Let's go and see Gary and the band. But the second song is my ode to the cosplayers. They go through great pains and trouble to make these wonderful costumes that entertain the hell out of us when we're sitting there signing autographs and there's this parade of people going by. When you see all these costumes from these things, some of them I don't recognize. I don't even recognize who the characters are, but it's just great to see the fans having fun. And that's what I love about sci-fi conventions. There's so much fun. The fans are having such a ball, and it's hard not to get swept up in it. And I'm a big fan of the cosplayers. So my ode to the cosplayers is the cosplay hop. That'll be the second song.
That would be the second song we listen to tonight at the end. So we've got a lot of people here. So I just want to, we met you luckily through one of our fans. So that was great that Jeff helped us get a hold of you.
Jeff's
and he's a big Alien Nation fan. I couldn't believe how much stuff that he's had. And he's got the rubber pieces left over, the head pieces. He's got all sorts of things from there. And right. I'm in the process of rewatching the Alien Nation. And did you know I wanted to find the shows, the telemovies that you did with Alien Nation, and the DVDs for those things are astronomically expensive.
Really?
We're talking
right?
The DVD set for the Alien Nation, it's $100 minimum.
Wow.
You can see them up to $150, $200 for some of those. But
I don't know what we can do about that. That seems crazy.
But it shows you that the fans are still out there, and that's one of the things we noticed. That there's so many fans of different things, and people don't. We want to get to the fans and say, hey, look, this is a great show. It only ran one season. It sounds a lot like one of our favorite shows, which is Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
It only ran one season, but luckily you got a bunch of different telemovies after that. So I guess my question to you right now is, given the climate we have today, all the different sci-fi shows and everything else, if you could pick a sci-fi show that you could star in that's on right now, which one would it be? Mandalorian, The Expanse. It's a tough question, huh?
That's a tough one. That's a brain teaser.
Or what movie what show would you like to see remade?
Oh, wow. God, I love them all. I don't know. I love the classics, and I love them just as they are. Close Encounters of a Third Kind, I thought was just brilliant. I wouldn't necessarily want to see that remade because they did such a great job. Spielberg did on the first one, and Star Wars is just awesome. I was one of those guys standing in line for 3 hours in Hollywood to get to be the first guy, dead center, front and center, to watch the first of that, and just had my mind blown. I love so many of them. I let roles pick me. I very rarely, call up or get in touch with a director or a producer and beg to get a meeting on something that I don't do that. I let the project come to me somehow. Somebody will mention my name, or suddenly I've got an interview, and there we go. I believe in serendipity. It
Hmm.
just happens. Um,
Yeah. So
yeah,
they're remaking. Well, they're attempting. It's been a while back. They're attempting to remake the Alien Nation. So there's talks on that,
I
by the
heard
way.
that. I heard
Yeah.
that a few years back. I
Yeah.
don't know what ever came of that. Uh,
So
but in fact, I'm Facebook friends with Kinnear. I can't remember the guy's name. Uh,
yeah.
now he won't hire me. But I'm healthy and I'm fit and I'm ready. I'm ready to bust some perps. Okay, throw them up against the wall.
That's it.
Get tough with them, jostle them around, and then read him his rights.
That's it.
But I just let it come. I let it. I try to just stay busy doing my own thing,
Hmm.
and that's usually when the best offers come out of the blue. Wasn't expecting it. Wasn't hoping for it. It just dumps in my lap, and I go, "Wow, somebody up there likes me. All right. Is it Spielberg? Okay, no."
Yeah, hang up on him. It's not Spielberg. Yes.
So Gary, real quick,
I'm losing the light. My gosh.
It's getting dark there, huh?
Hey, Ed, come on. We need a 20 here. Get out the 10K. I'm losing the light. Hang on a second. I'll be right back while I relight this set.
No problem.
All right. Well, that's pretty cool, Chris.
Done.
Oh yeah, he's back. All right, cool.
There it is.
There we go.
All right, we got it. So Gary, what
Yes.
if they made a remake of Alien Nation, right? Just hypothetically. A lot of the times they reimagine these things, they don't bring it back exactly. Would you be opposed in doing a cameo? Sometimes,
In drag?
you know,
In drag? Is that what you're getting at?
no,
No,
well,
not at
you know
all.
what?
No problem.
It's just that sometimes we've heard a lot of stories of, some of the actors not not participating at all. If they're not going to be center stage, that they don't want to do a small part or a supporting part or anything like that. If
Yeah.
they did Alien Nation, would you be okay with coming on as a smaller part?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
What the heck? It's fun, right?
Oh, it is fun.
Well, I think so.
The check
But
clears.
there
The check
is.
clears. The camera's pointed on you. You're doing what you've been trained to do. Why not? I checked my ego at the door a long time ago.
Wow. That's
That's
great.
how you survive in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's
There
how
you
you
go.
survive in Hollywood without 29 divorces and a major drug and alcohol problem. That's how you survive. You just lose the ego.
That's it.
It's I like to think in terms of the way I started acting. There was no part that was beneath me. I mean, hey, as long as the check clears.
No,
It sounds like you've had a problem. You've had experience with that before.
Oh yeah, sure. Sure, there's all kinds of craziness in Hollywood. That's why I
got
don't live
hired.
here anymore.
Yeah. So, I just kind of want to mention your, I gotta find it now. Hang on. Oop, there it is. There we go. Okay, fine. All right. So, you sell things off your website. So, you've got photos. If anybody wants a signed photo, the Gary Eric photos, $40. You got your acting and other flying lessons is $24.95. So, if anybody wants any of those kind of things, this is a place to go. Is his website, and it's GaryGraham.com, and then you can go and find the shop on there.
Is that are you looking at, is that the website, GaryGraham.com?
Yep.
Because it's no longer
Yes.
active.
It isn't?
No.
Oh, it came up on my
can't
Google
imagine
search.
I haven't been on there, and somebody asked me permission to make a website for me about 15 years ago, and I said, sure,
Oh.
why not? Sounds like fun. Look at that. I don't think nobody contacts me and say, hopefully people aren't sending money in there and expecting something, because I haven't been
Yeah.
doing anything. Uh, I think the person passed away that did that. It
Oh,
was
wow.
like 15 years ago. I'm not sure, but I
All
should
right.
have
So
that
everybody,
taken
do
down.
not go to
Do
GaryGraham.com and buy
not
anything.
now, not now.
Not right now.
No, well, we'll have a Sons of Kirk website up hopefully soon.
Cool.
Uh,
I'll be on.
yeah.
I'll be on there to get an album for absolutely positively sure.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's a hands down.
For less than $100, I'll tell you.
Yeah, or
Oh, no
600
wonder
for
the
that
book was so expensive. You can't buy it from the website now.
Oh man,
I need a
actually,
new agent.
you know, I'm glad we got that out of the way because there was a few of us, Gary, that were going to actually buy your book from that non-existent site.
I'm glad
So,
you didn't. It's just,
oh
no,
boy,
Our numbers would
don't-
our
how do I get that taken off? Does anybody know?
I guess you would.
Where's the internet police? when
Yeah,
you
no
need 'em?
kidding.
You know?
I gotta
Yeah.
find out who. GaryGraham.com, copyright 2012. Yeah, okay.
ooh, wow,
2012.
that's old. Hey guys,
That's a while
here's your
back,
chance.
huh?
Step
10
up,
years.
step up, guys, because
Yeah.
this is something that needs to be taken care of ASAP.
Yeah,
So-
you can contact me. People can contact me on my Facebook page, just
Okay.
directly. Just DM me.
Okay,
DM me, and
very cool.
request my
Um,
book or a picture or whatever.
Yeah, you know,
And
Gary, I
you
hope
know.
I hope when you have the next site up and you have the music up, I like the idea that you said you know it's going to be open all different possibilities, whether it's a thumb drive or CDs or whatever it may be. I thought that was really cool, but please, if you can, also do the book. And you know, for those of us that haven't actually encountered you at conventions, um, you know, where are you showing up? What's do you
Do
know
you
if
have any
there's any
plans to go
shows
to
you're
any
doing?
conventions? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm considering going to the one in Las Vegas. I think it's August 22nd. I think it is.
Okay. Yeah.
I was
That's Star
considering
Trek
going
Las Vegas?
to that one. Yeah, Star Trek Las Vegas.
All right.
It's
cool.
weird. I haven't consulted. I have a convention agent.
Oh, wow.
I haven't consulted her, just for conventions. Um,
Well, they're starting
Yeah.
up, Gary.
Yeah,
what's starting up?
All the cons. The cons
the
are they're
COVID
hot
thing is
again.
going away.
Yeah, it was sort of COVID prohibitive there.
Yes.
But people are starting to not believe in COVID anymore. I don't. I had it.
Yeah.
I kicked its ass.
That's the way to do it. So Gary,
right.
don't forget the rest of us that maybe you know aren't able to see you at the cons. If you put up, you know, like on that your old site, you know, a chance to get some of your signed autographed 8x10s. That'd be kind of cool too if that's
Yeah,
still in
create
your
it on the-
wheelhouse.
Probably the
I
Facebook
will
site.
contact. I still remember the person who put that up, and I'm going to call. I'm going to contact her, and I'm going to see what we can do if there's really interest, and I'll see what the foot traffic has been there too. So that's my homework assignment, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
Very cool.
In
very
the
cool.
meantime, we'll be putting out a website proper, Sons of Kirk website, and we can dispense various pieces of memorabilia or
T-shirts, hats.
products.
You know it. I'll
Yeah.
be there. You get T-shirts and hats,
Good.
and I'll have it
T-shirt
all
and
over.
hat,
Pics?
yeah.
Pictures and,
Yeah. Our
and
bass
music.
player is a
Definitely, the
graphic
music
artist.
is what I want to get because I was trying to
Yeah,
find it.
good.
So I looked. I found a lot of it on some of the stuff that you've done on YouTube. Some of the Johnny B. Good kind of conversion song over, which was amazing. These two
Nice.
songs are great. I definitely would buy an album for sure when it comes out.
Nice. Good.
Yeah, I can't
Well,
wait.
We'll do it. We'll we don't have any kind of copyright clearance on the Johnny B. Good because I didn't
Yeah,
write the
I
music.
figured.
And or the lyrics, but that's why we wanted to do our own original. So we know we own it all. Um, but yeah, when are we gonna listen to these here songs that I wrote?
We're going to do it right at the end of the broadcast.
Okay.
And
Well,
you want
how
to?
much time we got?
However much time you got.
Okay, I'm about played out.
Time for dinner in your area.
Yeah, pretty much so.
All right, so
Chris, let it rip, man.
okay, we'll go ahead and play through these two songs, and then everybody, when you get done, don't hang around. We still have some more. We'll still do the book tonight, so we're doing the Richard Hatch book, kind of doing the review of that, and we actually have the comic book tonight.
By the
too.
way, one of the sweetest, kindest, most good-natured, wonderful person ever was Richard Hatch.
Oh wow,
Just a lovely human being.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's missed. He is missed.
So
Well,
definitely.
Gary, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really had a good time, and we're looking forward to you coming back. Right. So when everything's ready, when you got the website up and kicking, and you release the CD and all, we would love to push it out. We have fans all over the world, and they're all sci-fi fans, and they're your fans as well. So if you have the time for us, we'd love to have you come back and promote. Even your cons. Let us know when your cons, where
Yeah,
you're going,
definitely.
and we'll put that too. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you, and looking forward to hearing your music, Sons of Kirk, and meeting you up at some of the cons. So love to see you in
Great,
person too. Thank you.
great. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it being on your show, and I'd love to come back
All right.
and push more stuff.
Hey, listen, creativity. It's all
That's
about
it.
creativity. We love this
Absolutely.
stuff. We love it.
If the
All right.
audience,
Here's
if
to
the
you,
audience
Gary.
says yes, I say thank you, brothers.
Yeah.
Take care.
Here's to you,
Enjoy
sir.
the music.
Yep, everybody, stand by. We'll have the music come on in just a second.
Wow, that's
And
awesome.
remember, stand by after the songs. We will still be here.
Absolutely. Wow, that's really cool, man.
Captain, open up your eyes. It should come as no surprise. There's no seatbelts on the Enterprise.
Wow, what happened to it?
Hang on.
You should
Press
play
the
that.
other
You
button.
should play this song from the beginning.
I will. I got confused on my end. Just take
There
1
you go.
second.
From left to right. From right to left.
All right, here we go.
You do a battle with the Klingons or a not so friendly ship. The disruptor cannons blast in, and you're taking quite a hit. Getting thrown around the bridge, lights flash before your eyes. There's no seatbelts on the Enterprise. Tell the Uhuru that you're leaving. Tell Mr. Chekhov that you're done. And tell the doctor and the Vulcan our situation here is wrong. Captain, open up your eyes. It should come as no surprise. There's no seatbelts on the Enterprise. point. A crew that's bouncing round the bridge is bound to disappoint. Tell the Huru that we're leaving. Tell Mr. Chekhov that we're gone. And tell the doctor and the boat gun our situation here is wrong. Of course we're getting hurt, we're feeling like a red shirt.
Oh my.
No seatbelts on the Enterprise. Come on, a little belt across the lap. Come on, now who could argue with that? Come on, even Spock can see the point. A crew that's bouncing around the bridge is bound to disappoint. Come on, those seatbelts on the Enterprise. Come on, those seatbelts on the Enterprise. Come on, fly across the bridge of Enterprise. Come on, nothing holds you down on the Enterprise. Of course you're getting hurt, feeling like a red shirt.
Oh my.
No seatbelts on the Enterprise.
And the next one.
One more.
I like this.
Gonna go and do my convention things. Got my costume, I'm going now. Been waiting a year for the opening. Gonna cosplay and show 'em all how. Got my Starfleet Communications Officer shirt, yeah. I chose it 'cause I'm looking in red. But my body's all say I could really get hurt, 'cause wearing red intend to end up dead. With my Star Trek Bluetooth combat, across the bridge just to disrupt. Yeah, we're having a ball. It's Star Trek, y'all. Hey, down the border, beam me up. We do the cosplay bop at the cosplay hop. We celebrate our sci-fi heroes. And let me be clear, lots of nerds in here. The friends don't let friends feel like weirdos. No friends don't let friends feel like weirdos. Today I think I'll cross the line. Going to Klingon full tilt combat ready, and the mirror says I'm looking real fine. Got my tricorder sleeping, got my back left, keeping new batteries for my Klingon combat. Used a ton of spirit gum on my headpiece, son. The wigs and itchy bitch, but I look rad. I square my shoulders and puff up my chest, aggressive posing with arrogant pride. Well, the Klingon propensity for violence, man, today should be a hell of a ride. Cosplay pop at the cosplay hop, and we do it in any kind of weather. We like to dress up, then we lift the red cup. Here's the cosplay, it keeps us together. Yeah, we're friends, and we stick together. Outside the world can be cold and cruel. When you cosplay, all that goes away. Anyone can do it, we all live by the rule. Be whoever you want on any given day. I say,
That's pretty cool, man. Really cool.
Thanks, Gary, for letting us use
Thank
those.
you.
You bet.
Those are amazing.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, no problem. I got a lot of people like, we have a lot of Battlestar fans. They're like, oh, we need some Cylon love.
Little Cylon rock and roll.
Cylon rock and roll.
Absolutely.
They know how to rock that eye
Outstanding.
bounces back and forth.
Oh, well, yeah.
Great, man.
Bravo. Thank you. Thank you very much,
Very good,
Gary.
Gary.
Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Very good, man. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
Very much.
See you guys
very much.
later.
Yes, definitely.
You got
Here's
it.
to you, sir.
Take care.
Take care.
All right. Now we got a live long and prosper from Ambassador Soval. That's pretty cool, man. Incredible, man. That was
That was
awesome.
fun.
I got to tell you, I have a friend who has a metal band, and he's had quite a bit of success with the band. And I've always told him, I said, listen, dude, if you ever really focused on just doing like some really good sci-fi stuff, and you did like try to do cons, I think
yeah.
you'd do really well.
Oh yeah, there's
And
a couple of bands out there that do kind of the geeky thing going on. I mean,
Yeah,
Cybertronic
this is
Spree is they tour the country playing geeky
Yeah.
songs and dressed up like Transformer robots. So
yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's good stuff, man. Music was great. The lyrics are great. It's a heck
I
of a
love
lot
the
of
lyrics.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
it is a
I got to
fun-
tell you, Chris, I'm happy we cleared up that whole thing with that
yeah,
website,
I'm
right?
glad
'Cause
I was getting
we
ready to dump
were-
some money in there.
yeah, we're gonna buy some books and do some stuff. So I think all said and done, I'm glad we got a chance to straighten that out because I'm a big fan. I remember watching Alien Nation and like all of Gary's work when it was up for the first time. Like never mind on reruns, but I remember watching all that stuff when it came out. A big fan of his.
Yeah, I mean, look at some of the pictures of his career. So here's a challenge for people. So anybody watch
yeah.
Robot Jocks?
Yeah.
What is they don't say good luck. What do they say? Does anybody
Oh, that's
know?
a good trivia.
Does anybody
good
know what
trivia
they
question.
say?
Come on, guys, you get it.
Seriously, Robot Jocks. What do they say? Not live long and
Somebody's
drink
gonna get
sour
it.
milk. That's close, but not quite. Or what they say
Good one,
before they go battle.
Yeah, come
It's
on.
not break a
somebody's gonna get
leg.
it.
It's
Come on, somebody's got it.
anybody, anyone.
Anything you do, call the wonders. Yeah, come on.
I just
somebody's gotta get it.
rewatched this show on it's on Tubi for free, by the way. So if you really want to watch it, it's on Tubi, TUBI.
James, it's not bad luck. It's not.
No,
that's
it's
not
not
what it
bad.
is,
It's bad luck to
No.
say good luck. So they don't want people to say good luck.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember? It doesn't look like anybody remembers at this point. It's like I think we've either stumped the audience or we've lost everybody because Gary left.
Yes, it's possible. That's possible. Give it up.
Give it up. It's crash and burn.
Crash
They go crash and burn,
baby.
and they hit the
and burn. Bam.
crash and burn, brother.
All right. That's it.
I mean, look at his career. I mean, we've got from horror shows. There's another one for RoboJocks. The one of our favorites, right?
Alien Nation. Star
What a
Trek
great
Enterprise.
show. That show was really ahead of its time. I mean, it definitely brings up a lot of.
Oh, it's good. It was good then.
Yeah, it
but
was
it's
good
even
then.
better now.
And I can't believe they took it off the air.
Yeah.
And of course, there's his book. And then, of course, if you remember, he's Ambassador
Ambassador Soval.
Soval.
Yeah.
And
Soval.
In Enterprise, he was in a number of episodes there.
Oh yeah, I mean he's done stuff on numerous. I mean his history goes back a long way in terms.
So you want
of,
to go back to
decades.
history? I found the poster from. You cannot find the movie anywhere, but his very first appearance, according to IMDb, was on Lost on Paradise Island. He was a guitar player in the background.
Hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So
He's
that's
got Sons of
cool.
Kirk, and then there's more
Sons of
RoboJocks.
Kirk, man. Yeah.
And then he and I have something in common. We both his character and I have his character liked a girl called Athena in RoboJocks. So Star Trek Voyager. Yep. Sorry. Yep. But Athena. So I think there's a connection there. So she doesn't look like anything like the Athena I am
In love
stalking.
Oh, come on. Oh,
She hasn't
boy.
returned my phone calls. And of course, don't forget, guys.
Nor will she ever, but that's
Yeah,
beside
probably
the
not.
point. Yeah,
And
probably
then
not.
he was in NCIS and a couple other things. I mean, I got a couple of photos
Jag.
from there.
I mean, he was in
Jag.
everything, man.
Yeah, he's been in quite a
Oh, come
bit.
on.
Quite an impressive career so far, and still
Oh,
going.
heck yeah.
He's
And
not
still
retiring.
going.
He's still moving on, which is, I love to hear that, because
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to retire. I just want to keep going and have fun. But
Well,
yeah, I'm
that's
going to get a
okay.
hold of him, see if I can get him out to Dragon Con. So that'd be fun.
Yeah, man. Well, that's what I was saying. Like
Yeah.
a lot of times, I remember going, I mean, I've been going to conventions since like 1977, 78, 77 actually. So I've been going to cons, and a lot of times they'll send you surveys. They ask you, who do you want to see? Um, I always put in who I want to see. And I got to tell you, I just didn't know that, that Gary was actually still around, because, I'm one for, the classic shows and all that. And man, I definitely would love to see Gary come out and have the band and the Sons of Kirk come out and stuff. I think it's awesome, guys. Do never ever underestimate filling out those polls and the surveys for the conventions and asking for certain people. I think it's worthy. Gary Graham, Sons of Kirk. I think his career stands and on its own, and he's a great guy, as everybody saw. And not to mention, he's got the music thing going on, which we all enjoy anyway. So don't underestimate opinions and voicing them and asking. They do count. I know that for my part, every once in a while we get to talk to some of the directors of some of the conventions, and it's great. It's great. Sometimes some of the actors like Chris says, have retired, and they're okay. Some of the Battlestar Galactica, those that we know very well, have retired and are not going to be doing appearances anymore. But when you get somebody like the Gary says, yeah, and he's done so many shows, right? He's been he's done appearances and things, and supporting character roles and things, and so many of the things that we love. So it was a real pleasure to have him on. And Jeff Walters, thank you again for hooking us up with
Jeff,
that.
thanks.
Really appreciate it. Yeah, man. Paul Roeder says the Star Trek 56-year mission, Bally's, August 25th, Las Vegas. And that is what Gary was alluding to.
Yeah.
I would imagine that he's going to probably be there. So for those of you that are going, sounds like Paul might be going. Hey, I mean, that's really cool. If you do see him, mention that, you saw him on our broadcast. And John Repper he's with us. And I don't want to miss anybody that tunes in live. So for all of you, Carl and everybody else that are watching, and Jonathan Gillespie and everybody else, thanks for joining us, man. We still have to do the book. That's how we close our show. And we didn't do the comic
Wild
book.
just said that he just found his Robot Jocks DVD from the MGM studios.
Oh, sweet.
Like I said, you can watch it for free. I just did the other day. So, and it really is a decent show. Oh, and did you know? So there's a part in the, not too many spoilers on this because it's been so old, but there's a part in there where Gary inside the robot falls on the audience, and they're screaming and yelling and everything else. The screaming in that clip is used for a Nine Inch Nails song.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, wow.
So the screaming in that clip is actually reused in a Nine Inch Nails song. I'm like, what?
Oh, wow.
So.
Oh, you just made a sound that reminded me of
what?
Judge. Hey, that's right. So Jaja's looking at you with his good eye. Yeah, he's looking at you with a good eye. By the way, this is from Mucky Chris.
Yep.
And the Cylon Buddha that Chris has is also from Mucky Chris.
Yep.
And has nothing to do with Triple T, but it just happens to be another Chris that is in our circles. And his stuff is really cool. Yeah. He does all kinds of things. We've seen him and interviewed him. We have an interview with him.
An interview with him if you can catch him on there.
Yeah, you
That's
catch
all.
him on our IFB list of things. So
He's got a bunch of stuff. I think I loved his T-shirts with
oh
the Planet
yeah,
of the Apes was great.
oh he's
He did
got
a
some
mashup between Planet of the Apes
and Evil
and Evil
Knievel.
Knievel, which is
Yeah, oh it's great. Which we
great.
bought. We do have
Yeah,
them.
we both
And
bought shirts from him.
oh yeah,
None
he's
of that
got some
stuff was
really
given
cool
to us,
stuff.
though. We
None.
bought it ourselves.
Really, really cool stuff. So, Lucky Chris, and we have an interview with him. So
Yes.
if you're
check out
interested,
yeah,
check it out.
I think it was
And
it was Awesome Con, wasn't it?
it was Awesome Con,
Yes,
but
Awesome
he's
Con. So if you
he
check
goes to
you check
New York Comic
our
Con.
YouTube or our Facebook page
Yeah,
under Awesome Con, you'll find Monkey Chris and
absolutely,
all the stuff he does there.
absolutely. So yeah, everybody watching us all over the world, it's kind of crazy, Chris, that we have followers everywhere, whether it be South America, Central America, Canada, all over Europe, even in Africa as well, and over in Asia. It's really, really humbling. Thank you everybody for joining us. We're going to get into the last part of our show now, Chris. I think
Right, so it's time
we're
to
going to be doing
we're going to pick up where we left off the last time. So we are now
yeah.
going into the book. So we have
Yes.
a series where we do a book every episode, and we're kind of go through each chapter and we kind of summarize it, and we have a little bit of a discussion on it. And this week we are in chapter 5 or 4.
No, chapter 5.
Yeah, I was
Chapter
right.
5, sir.
Chapter
Chapter
5.
5.
Chapter. There we go. Chapter
Yes.
5 of
Speak
Richard
well.
Hatch and Christopher Golden's book Armageddon, Battlestar Galactica Armageddon. So it's
Armageddon.
it's
Yeah.
a continuation style, and it's really, really good. I've really enjoyed it so far. I think if you have been following along, that they're not too hard to find. The Armageddon ones are not too hard to find. And I think you'll enjoy it. If you really wanted something to go on after Battlestar Galactica, this book is definitely kind of feeding my hunger for the continuation that we never got. So this week we talk about chapter 5. So far we want to summarize up a little bit here. I'll summarize as a Cylon. Adama's dead, and Starbuck's dead. Well, maybe.
Well, that's
the Cylon summary, and we're moving on now. So
no.
No?
So
Oh,
wait
that's
a
not it?
minute. No, stop that. So we are now. I happen to be reading from the hardcover edition. There was a paperback edition,
Yes, I have it.
and by the way, these were authorized, right? So
Yes.
these were not just. This is not any kind of like fan fiction or
Right.
self-published. These were authorized by. This is actually by Pocket Books. It's like a big publisher. So these were authorized by the studio with blessings from Larson and the like. And chapter 5 covers pages 57 to 68, and they actually went into some detail, Chris, on the background
this is a
story.
really interesting chapter. So background so far is Starbuck has been shot down and presumed dead. Adama has died. And there is a power struggle in regards to a political battle in regards to who takes over the Battlestar Galactica.
Correct.
The president is now President Ty.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's in charge of the council. And so there's a vacuum going on in regards to the political piece of this. Who's going to take over the thing? So they call Kabolians, people who were originated from, if you think of it as a monarchy, kind of like the Queen and everything else. So a Kabolian is somebody who's got the true bloodline of I said Prince of Kobol, Lords of Kobol, all the different Lords of Kobol. So that they're on they're in the extended line of that, and they have special powers. We find out a little bit, and we'll get a little more in detail into here. So there's this vacuum, and there is a nasty dude on the, I keep calling him, I keep wanting to call him instead of Puck, but Ambassador is.
Oh boy,
is
you know what?
jerk.
That's the Navy in you. You can't help it, can you?
I can't help it. I started cussing when I came out of the womb. That's why I want to join the Navy. So join the Navy, see the world
boy.
doesn't mean you're going to stop anywhere, by the way.
Yeah, but
so
they teach you how to swear.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right from boot camp. So we're picking up on chapter 5 now, and we are, which I found really interesting. The very first line of chapter 5, it says the Galactica's crew and infantry were quartered on a single deck. So we got infantry on board.
Yeah, I used to love wondering what the heck, where were the ground pounders? I always wondered. We knew all about the pilots, and then in a couple of the episodes, there's a little bit, Chris, of they allude to the infantry. They allude to that, and it's like, geez, so especially in some of the stories, there is for sure there's ground contingents. They're not just pilots, but in the book now, like you said, they're talking about how there's separate areas, levels in the Galactica itself that are dedicated to the pilots for obvious reasons. You want the pilots closer to the bays, and then there's another section, and that's where the other crew, like the bridge crew and regular infantry, that's where they're at. So I was like, okay, well thought out. Don't know who thought of that, but that's pretty damn cool. Jeff Walter says, I'm not going to tell you what they call 500 sailors and 500 Marines. Yeah. I come in for an Army guy. That's right. But yeah, so, that's kind of cool. And then there's a whole thing about, so how do we find this out, Chris? How do we get to know this in the story itself? Who's the one that's telling this part of it? Because it's critical to getting to the next part of the narrative.
Right. So it starts out, and there's a lot of going on, and Apollo is he's upset, and he's walking through the crew quarters, and now he's kind of being expected to take over for Adama, and and the little backstory on that's he was kind of appointed, in the council is not very happy about it, but he's kind of appointed for an interim piece, and he is walking through the deck area, and he's got to move from the pilot lounge area, and he's like, now I got to wear they call it the blue and whites, or in our case the blue and silvers, and I got to put that on, and I'm saying maybe I can get away with not having to put that on. So he's got these thoughts going through his mind. And he goes into the area where his dad's, Adama's quarters is, and now he's supposed to take it over. And they've moved everything out. But he has flashbacks in regards to talking to his dad. So it's kind of a really nice segue in there about how his, how he's when he first went through there and he saw his dad sitting there in a chair, that it was really he was awestruck by his own father. But inside this entire area, so he gets inside this entire area, there is a special area for Kabolians. There's a shrine in there where he goes in and he has to put his hand and print on it and everything else. So I kind of felt bad, because it talks about the persons who get to go into the shrine have to be descendants, and he's been meditating and practicing with his father for years in regards to what there's, the Kabolian, think of it as a religion. And now, he's entering the shrine without his father. He sits down in the shrine. He finally gets in and sits on the shrine, and Adama's video comes up, which is, could you imagine? It's like, and the video comes up and it says, it's a hologram. And it says, hi, Apollo. It's like,
yes.
Whoa.
Yes. Yes. Which is cool, because we know that kind of exists, because we saw that in Commander Kane's
with Cassie
quarters. So we know that this stuff exists, right?
Yep.
The projection stuff, which is cool. And it's a pre-recorded message from Adama to Apollo, stating that, first of all, he explains what's going on, that he understands that for him to be watching, for Apollo to have triggered the hollow, it means that that Adama's gone, that he's dead, and that Apollo is assuming command, and that it's his right, and that it's the best
It's his
choice.
bloodline. Yeah.
It's his bloodline. So he explains it, right? That the line of Cobalt and the psychic powers are all explained, how they get them, why they get them, and that it's set up purposely that way, so that he is supposed to be the next commander of the Galactica. Period. Because it goes to the eldest son, right, Chris? Isn't that
Yeah.
how? Isn't
That-
that how he explains it? It
Yeah,
goes to
eldest
the
son.
eldest son.
So Athena never got any training whatsoever.
No, not that we know of, right? She
So-
doesn't have any of the psychic stuff that we
Right.
saw in the episode where Adama actually moves the telekinesis. He
Yep.
moves
And that one
that
episode, what
paperweight.
episode was that?
Yeah.
That was
what
the
is
one
it?
with Ebly. I can't remember.
Yes, that's right.
I think it was part 2, by the way.
Yeah,
War of the Gods.
More of the Gods.
So part 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's that we get a little bit more information in this book in regards to what, of course, Richard Hatch and Christopher Golden would have kind of envisioned the powers and the capabilities. So they're capable of reading minds. They're capable of moving objects. They're capable of things, but Apollo's kind of been like, maybe not. But now he's like, maybe I should. They've been studying all these years. He's,
Yep.
But now he's on his own by himself, and he goes. They talk. There's a little bit of information in here. So there's one thing about, and I'll put it over to Pete on this, by the way. But there's so much Greek history and Greek mythology put into Battlestar Galactica. It's in this book too.
Which is great.
Which is really, I had to look it up. I mean, what was the, I can't say the word. What was
Parnassus.
Was it?
Parnassus.
Parnassus.
Yes.
So,
Parnassus.
yeah. So that,
Right. So that's,
yeah.
but that's cool, Chris. It
Yeah.
keeps the link, the bridge between what was in the show and now in this continuation, right? This book. Because if you take all that stuff out, then you're watering down what Galactica is, because that's
Right.
a part of what Glenn Larson's vision was.
You got Apollo, you got Athena, you've got,
yeah.
I mean, and now this
Cassiopeia,
Cassiopeia,
all the names.
all the names, and even the Cylon sword was done off of a Greek sword.
Right.
A lot
So
of the
all
things
that-
are in there.
So they mention that. So he gives them. So first of all, Lola says, "Not yet. She'll get it." When you talked about Athena, so she's in your corner. But Adama lays out very briefly a well explained narrative of the Lords of Cobalt, and with a link between the Cobolians and Caprica, and the line that represents the descendants that Adama and Apollo represent, right? They're descendants
Right.
directly from the Cobolians and
Right,
and the
which
Lords
was-
of Cobalt.
Right. When they came from I guess it was a planet. I can't remember. The Parnithius.
Yeah, Parnassus. Yeah,
Parnassus.
Parnassus.
So
Yeah, so
Parnassus-
Parnassus is
supposed to be the place where all men come from.
right. All
This is-
humankind.
All humankind came from Parnassus, and then the Lords of
Yes.
Cobalt came out of Parnassus. And even in Parnassus, there was strife in regards to people getting along with each other. So the Lords of Cobalt took off, and they founded the 12 colonies. But the words Parnassus, I had to look it up, and I hit where else would you go to look up something like that? But Wikipedia, because Wikipedia is always right. But they Parnassus comes out to be, it's like the word heaven. So it's like, was it Mountain of Heaven, Heaven of Mountain, Group of Heaven.
Yeah, it's
that kind
like a utopia.
yeah, like a utopia, kind of like the Garden of
Yeah.
Eden, if you want
Yeah.
to think of it that way. I think is what I kind of
Yeah.
linked it up to. And so we were looking at that, and it's like, oh, you know what else is kind of in there? And so I looked it up on there, and there's so many connections in regards to Battlestar Galactica on there. And I don't know if that was intentional, but because it was Greek and how it went together. So there's the connections are just kind of mind-boggling to me. I mean, it was.
Well, and we know that it was intentional, right? As fans, we know that reading into how the story was created,
Right.
we all know. What was interesting was when we had Eric Larson come on, and we gave him and his father. We did a tribute, and we gave him an award. And Eric shared with us a little bit of the background and how his father had created this bigger story and a bigger picture, and how he sought out some of these concepts and would look them up. And like Chris was saying, like encyclopedias, he would actually look that stuff up and read into it, and then brought all these concepts together, which is really, really cool. So the Lords of Kobol, in the way the story plays out here in Richard Hatch's book, is that the the cult of the priests, the Lords of Kobol themselves, just became more advanced. Like all they did was like dedicated themselves to the meditation and the advancement, and they had followers, but they kind of like put themselves ostracized everybody on purpose, and eventually took off. But everybody else that was left, they also took off, and that's the rest of them all went out and formed the colonies and went to Caprica. So it was interesting, like Chris was saying, that I found that Parnassus is also the home of the Muses, amongst all the things,
Right.
The links to Apollo and all these other
Yeah,
things.
and it says, while Orpheus was living with his mother and his 8 beautiful aunts on Parnassus, he met Apollo.
Yes.
Who was according the laughing muse Tahila, becoming fond of Orpheus. So there's Apollo link. Also, the mythology behind this also is the Parnassus was also supposed to be the home of Pegasus.
Yes.
The winged horse. So
yeah, isn't
that's
that
where
cool?
So I mean, talk about some really cool connections just on one word on this. I mean, but you
Right.
start researching some of it, it's like, this
Right.
is really cool.
and it's actually a there's a mountain. It's
Yeah,
real.
and there is
Parnassus
a real
is
mountain.
real.
Yeah.
And that's it's in the region where Delphi and the oracles, that's where Delphi is in Greece.
Yep.
It's all kind of cool. And so this idea that these tribes, right, that the Lords of Kobol left as the 13th tribe, while the rest that remained on the creates this settlement of Caprica and the colonies, and how then these are that Adama's these are ancestors and descendants of. So that's kind of like he explains all that. So we're talking about all this, but it's explained in the Hollow that Apollo has been taken by surprise, right? He's in this sanctuary. By the way, Chris, we got to mention that the sanctuary is normally a closet in any other Battlestar.
Right.
But on the Galactica, which is 500 years old, they purposely built this sanctuary in the Galactica. And Adama says that there were 2 places that there's a sanctuary. One is on Caprica, and the other one is on the Galactica. So it was purposely made into it. And the only way you could access it is, like you had said, Chris, you had to be a direct descendant of the Lords of Kobol, so that you could go in then. And that's where they have it's a meditation chamber,
well,
but it also has a
maps.
lot.
It has maps.
Yep.
And it talks
So that's
about
pretty cool.
the planet Earth and everything else. So it really gets in depth in this piece of it. So he's he gets in there, and he's getting all the information from his dad, and we get the background in regards to the kind of the Kabolian, how this call comes about. And then he starts to meditate. So, hey, maybe I should start to meditate. Maybe we try this out. And when he does, he starts hearing lots of voices, and he's like, I can hear the thoughts of people around me.
Yep.
And then,
Yep.
I don't even want to say it.
Well,
Then he hears Starbuck.
we have, well, hold on. You know what's interesting is that Sean, the founder and admin of Battlestar Bulletin Board, says it was a bold decision, Kobolian blood, pure bloodlines, etc., special abilities, somewhat like the Force, right?
Yeah.
Like if not handled properly, like midichlorians. And he has a quote from Glenn Larson: "The guardians of the universe are translated perfect beings. There's a phrase in theology where the glory of God is intelligence, as man is God was, and as God is man may become." Right? So that's so, and this stuff that we're quoting by Larson was written way before Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
There is no ifs, ands, or buts. That was proven in court. And that's this spiritual concept that Larson was drawing from, which is very, very interesting. And this is what's kind of playing out here, right? So Apollo starts to meditate using the techniques, and he projects himself, and he then encounters, he sees like the running, and he realizes Cylons, the evil, and
Evil.
he then
They're misunderstood.
Yes. No, all right, here we go. So, by the way, you missed the very important piece in this chapter. So, yes, at the end, Apollo realizes that Starbuck is running from the Cylons, and he's alive. However,
Boo.
they mention in this chapter they mention that the Cylons had started out as reptilian.
Reptilian, yes.
Yeah.
So
right?
yeah, they talk about the planet Cylon, and how they started out with reptilians, and they kind of left them alone because they weren't as advanced as they were. Well, that turned out well for them, didn't it? So they left them alone or something, and maybe we'll learn a little bit more about that. But they are reptilian, which I definitely think is what they should have been to begin with. But doggone censors since 1970. But
yeah, the censors were like, no, they can't be killing actual.
But yeah, so that I we'll roll back a little bit too. While he's sitting in the room, he's staring into a red eye.
Yes,
that's significant.
It's not artificial intelligence, but it is some type of a computer.
Yeah, some type of computer.
It's a computer, and it has like a shape, and that's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyway,
so it looks like Starbuck's alive. Darn it.
Yes. Why this show is all about, it's a buddy show, and you're like poo-pooing it. What's the matter with you?
Oh, well, Cylons can be buddies. Oil each other's joints and
oh my God,
shine each other.
Oh
Who do you think shines the armor? So we have to do it to each other. I mean, come on. They can't just well, we do have slaves that we come in.
Yeah.
And have them. That's
exactly.
how it's what we use the captured humans for, was to polish up the armor.
Yeah, the captured, of course.
However, it's hard to polish it yourself when you're in
my God.
In armor.
Oh my God. I want to know. So everybody, for the record, that's how the chapter ends. Apollo then projects himself, and till next week. But he figures out that Starbuck is alive, and so Chris, how is Lucifer? You were building.
I'm still working on it. He's I sanded down again, and I filled in some more, and I just put the third coat of primer on him. So we're getting there.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, you should put up some pictures or something.
Yeah, the next step I think is 1000 grit, so I can get him 1000 grit sandpaper, wet sanded down to put a first coat of paint on him, so he's really shiny, because that's the whole idea behind it. He was in the show he was maroon, so
yeah,
want to shine him up. Oh, speaking of Lucifer, we
Cool.
have some Lucifer footage tonight in the comic book. Do you want to get to that tonight or not? We
Well,
have time. Yeah.
I think that let's do justice to the comic book because there's
Yeah.
some controversial issues that you're having issues overcoming. There's a romance that you're
Yes.
jealous of, and so I know that you've taken some time and some therapy to get over. So let's just do that justice on our next episode.
Okay.
And yeah, because
We can do
I
that.
know you've been
And by the way,
you
that
have-
is for those people out there in the listening land. That
Yes.
is the Battlestar Galactica
Maximum Press.
Maximum Press, the enemy within. The enemy.
Enemy
It's not
Within?
Apollo's journey. It's the enemy within, and then we're going to do
Yeah.
number 2 next week. We've already
Yes.
done number 1 2 weeks ago, I think. So number
Yes.
2 is up, and it's a really good story. It's a fun story. It's a good imagination, except the part where Athena. Yeah, I can't think of it.
I'm going to make sure I really must study. I'm going to study this.
No,
I will
It's
become,
heartbreaking.
I will know the ins and outs of who beat you out.
No, it's
For
heartbreaking.
the love of your
Well,
life.
you know who
Athena.
it is. It's that Aries dude. So.
Oh my God. Humans will never have the stamina that a machine can bring.
Darn right.
Triple T rocks.
That's right.
Jeff Walters.
Oh, you think about it. You
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
old Cylons never die. They're just rebuilt.
Okay. If that makes you feel better,
Yeah.
you say that all day.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Old
Okay.
Cylons never die. They're just rebuilt. We got new
Oh,
parts.
boy.
I mean, just like humans,
Oh,
you
boy.
put new parts in a human, but y'all's parts just expire. They just don't. They just
Yes.
stop working.
And Cylon parts stop too, my friend.
No. You just rebuild them and upgrade.
Oh my God. Anyway, so
Except for the
listen,
lizard
everybody.
Cylons, it's a little more difficult, but
Yes, for the lizard Cylons, they're dead. However, this upcoming weekend, there is going to be a pretty good convention in New York City, and it's called WinterCon.
that's right. You're
So
going to that, right?
yes, John 1 and myself, we are meeting up on Saturday. It's a 2-day convention. It's a solid medium-sized convention. And so we'll have some feedback from the con. We'll have some pictures. And when John does his review, he'll review the convention and we'll put up a whole bunch of pictures. Don't know if we're going to get a chance to do any interviewing or recording there, but we might. However, we're going to take pictures and John will definitely do a review along with the normal that he does, but we're going to be there and we'll let you know. I've been going to it since it began several years ago, and it's a really, really good convention. And anybody that's going to be there, make sure you let us know. I'm not sure if anyone's over on coming out to it, but that's okay. I can tell you right now for sure we're going to Awesome Con in Washington D.C.
Yes.
Chris is going to Dragon Con, and we are still working on whether or not we're going to get to Philly, Chicago, and working on Florida. So those are our
C2E2.
three.
We're working on C2E2.
Yeah, exactly. So we're
Chicago.
working on it. Yeah, glad Tipsy Toaster isn't going. He can't buy everything. Lola, he thinks he can buy everything, and he's getting very good at buying everything. But we'll see. It's like I said, it's a really, really good medium-sized convention. And if any of you are around or in town, I'd be glad to see you and take some pictures with you on Saturday. So John and I will be there on Saturday. Want drop us a quick message, let us know so we can meet up. Otherwise, we'll bring you the scoop. And we had a really, really good time, Chris. Gary Graham.
Gary's amazing.
Yeah, he is amazing.
He's the
Right?
kind of guy I just want to go drinking with.
Oh, hell yeah. Detective Matthew Sykes,
Yep.
Ambassador Soval, Sons of Kirk. He played Achilles in Robot Jocks, amongst just a few of
Yeah.
the multitude of parts that he did in films and shows, and really, really cool stuff. Let's see. John Repper says, buy some more Cylon Buddhas.
I like
I think Muddy Chris is going to be there. So
once you go Chrome, you're never alone. Lego Bricks in the Wild.
That's a good one. Who said that? That's good.
Lego Bricks in the Wild.
That's great. That's cool.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Well, John, great show. Yes, John, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
We appreciate you guys being here.
Absolutely, we do. And thank you, everybody that's watching around the world. I am still awed and humbled by the actually it's thousands that tune in from everywhere. Thank you. We hope that you continue to watch and support. We enjoy doing this. We enjoy, sharing all of our love and passion with everybody else. Have a good week, Lola. You have a good week yourself, and we will get back to you. And stay tuned, and don't forget to check out the Facebook. We post stuff basically daily on what's going on. We lost the last survivor of the pilot of Star Trek. Just passed away. So Laurel Goodwin, rest in peace. And there's always something going on. As a matter of fact, Chris, just in closing, for those of you that have been watching Picard, Picard came back, and I got to tell you, really, really good. Yeah. I was glad that I got a chance to watch that, and I'm trying to catch up with some of the other great sci-fi that's out there. And Chris, you're watching Space Above and Beyond.
Space Above and Beyond, like I said,
great show.
I got the DVDs for the Alien Nation, and I got the books, all of the books for Alien Nation. So I have to get those.
Alien Nation, that's right. So remember, everybody, Colonel McQueen, James Morrison, is going to be on our show on April 28th. So tune in for that. I expect to have a good time with that.
And then we got all the other ones that we mentioned earlier too. And if you get a chance, don't forget, if you're listening in or if you're watching us, check us out. Do the likes, do the thumbs up, do the whatever it requires for Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, Twitch. Go out there and give us those things. We do this for fun. So we'd appreciate it if we could just build a really great fan base, so we can actually have a voice when we go to places like cons and things like that. So they don't look at you unless you have a decent fan base or a decent amount of numbers. We don't make money off this. Yeah, we don't make money off this. So this is how we justify our time
and the hobby.
Hobby.
John Repper says, once you go Chrome, you don't need to get stoned. Your mind has been blown. Galactica is now your home. Yeah. Amen to that. Absolutely. So,
stay
guys,
shiny,
thank
Triple
you so
T,
much.
which is probably not intentional, but it's a nice Firefly reference.
Your other love, of course.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Yes. We loved having you on board. Please tell your friends. Don't forget to smash the likes and subscribes. And if you want to get in touch with us, please, it's info@interfleetbroadcasting.com. Stay safe. Be awesome. Keep the faith. And remember, Chris, what is our motto?
Yeah. Fans fuel the fleet. Everybody.
Fans fuel the fleet.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody. Take care. And thank you, Gary, and everybody else.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you out there.
You're awesome.